Please welcome Max Wallace to the stage as he delivers up. If you would like to make a call, please hang up and follow these instructions. Max Wallace.
Hi everybody. Wildcats are still funny, right? Okay, good. So last spring, I was hanging around Yale University because that's the kind of person I am. I hang around research universities on my time off. And I was able to attend a talk by David Pogue, the resident technology column writer for the New York Times. David Pogue was delivering a wonderful 5-year out-of-date lecture on the state of technology and how you could use it to get free phone calls on your yacht. Later on in the speech, David Pogue explained that he had hired an 18-year-old kid to repackage all the gadgets he was reviewing and mail them back to the manufacturers. And that this kid had absolutely no idea how to make a phone call. I took 2 points with it. So I was like, first of all, that's not how you make a free phone call. And second of all, why don't you know how to use a phone? So how you make a free phone call, this doesn't work anymore by the way, is that the telephone system works by transmitting sound waves. And by using specific control tones, you're able to tell the telephone network where you need to go. I don't know if you guys recognize Steve Wozniak. He's responsible for the Apple phone. You're hopefully live tweeting about this right now. The device Steve Wozniak is holding is called a blue box. The blue box generated these control tones to enable you to grab the telephone network and pretty much tell it, I want to call the Vatican, I want to talk to the Pope. I want to call the White House, I want to talk to JFK's bomb advisor. Unfortunately, some nice people at Esquire magazine ruined this for us in 1979, and you can no longer maintain the phone system this way, and you're no longer able to use it. So like most obsolete technology, we took this, we put it in a box, and we put it in a museum. The museum is the Smithsonian, and this is actually Steve Wozniak's blue box. He built this with Steve Jobs for spare money in order to found Apple Computer. So anyways, we couldn't use the blue box anymore, right? Well, no more free phone calls, except for payphones. Because a payphone needs to know if you've put the quarter in or not. So what you do is you take one of these, and you make what's called a red box. A red box generates a tone, so when you put in the quarter, the dime, the nickel, etc. The payphone knows you didn't put a coin in, but the phone system didn't. So you were still able to make a free phone call. Unfortunately, the control pad on the phone didn't work because you hadn't put in any money. Fortunately, you had a telephone dialer, so it all worked out in the end. This stopped in 1992 when we went to the ESS7 telecommunication switching system. It is, at this moment, no longer possible to make a free phone call. You just get a Google Voice account. It's really much easier. That was not Mr. Pogue's explanation, by the way. So by the time Razor and Blade came on the scene, it was over. They weren't elite. They were barely there. So let's switch back to how you actually make a phone call. It's a very powerful technique nowadays because no one sees it coming. The first thing you have to do is figure out, what am I calling for? What do I want this person to do for me? What do I want this business? Think about setting up a SMART goal. SMART goal is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. It's unfortunately also outside the scope of the remainder of this 5-minute talk. There is a talk coming up by Lori about how to persuade people, so pay attention to that one. It's going to help you out a little bit more. The second thing you need to do is you need to do all your research. Right? Well, that's funny. Anybody? All right. So, the research will tell you, who am I calling? What can they do for me? Can the business they work for, the organization they work for, actually help me out in the way I need them to? Now, when I actually pick up the phone and I dial the numbers, the first thing I need to do is be surprising. Because this person doesn't necessarily need to help me. Remember, there's just an annoying phone call. Phone calls don't even fit into the routine of modern work anymore. You're more than likely going to catch a person sleeping at their desk. So you need to be entertaining, you need to be surprising, you need to grab them, wake them up out of their stupor, and make sure that they know that I'm on the phone and I need your help. So the way you do that is you steal a little bit from car sales. Car salesman, when you walk in, he knows what you want, he knows what you can get, and he knows what he can settle for, as in what the price you're going to agree on is. So, always be closing. Always have in the back of your mind, what do I want this person to do for me? Do I have a goal that I want from them? Do I have something that I want them to tell me? Do I have a procedure I need them to explain to me? Am I a little bit outside of the books? Am I a little bit outside of the margin? You need to keep all this in the back of your head. Because what you need to do is a sales job. When the person picks up the phone, you need to be entertaining, you need to be witty, and you need to sell them on what you want them to do. Because remember, you're outside the mainstream. You're trying to get FAA clearance for a sonic boom contest. You're trying to get $500 off the Toyota. You're trying to get restaurant reservations on the book night of the year. If you can get the person to stop handling you according to a checkbox and start thinking about what you need, you're much further off, you're much farther ahead of the game. Unfortunately, you can very easily wind up at a dead end. When you wind up at a dead end, there's nowhere you can further go with the conversation. The person can't help you, you're butting your head against the wall, there's nowhere you can go with the conversation. At this point, what you can do is you can kind of back up a little bit. You can kind of back up a little bit and think, well, can you tell me somebody who might be able to help me? Am I talking to the wrong organization? Is there some other form we can fill in? Is there some clearance I need? Is there some other aspect of this I'm not considering? So now a couple of quick pointers. First of all, like Christian Slater and pump up the volume of your Amazon DJ on a radio station, no dead air. If you stop talking, the person gets to start thinking on the other end of the line. If they start thinking about, well, how do I get rid of you and get back to what I was doing? The last pointer I have for you is absolutely never, ever, in the remainder of your natural days, leave a voicemail. It will be checked about the same time as the heat death of the universe and the local scores in the cricket league. It is at the very bottom of the normal task list for anybody who works in any kind of an office. So remember, know what you want, know what you can get, and know what you can sell for. You'll make much better calls. Thank you very much.